So, you've probably been there. You generate a ton of incredible AI video clips, but when you put them together, they just feel disconnected. You're not alone in this. And here's the thing. The problem isn't your visuals, it's the lack of a storytelling system. Today, we're going to fix that. Let's break down a real director's framework that will completely change how you create.
And this, right here, is the heart of the issue. You can have the most stunning visuals in the world, but without a narrative backbone, they're just a chaotic mess of clips. Your audience gets confused, your message gets totally lost, and honestly, the potential of your idea just kind of fizzles out.
Look, AI models like Sora 2 or Kling are absolute masters of spectacle, but they aren't storytellers. You can ask for a cool video about a detective, and yeah, you might get some beautiful shots. But what you end up with are pretty pictures that don't really say anything. They're missing that narrative glue that holds a real story together.
This really shows the two paths you can take. Over on the left, you've got uncontrolled generation. That means wasted credits, wasted time, and a story that, well, goes nowhere. But on the right, a structured sequence. It's efficient, it's clear, and it's actually engaging. The takeaway here couldn't be simpler. Planning is everything. So how do we get that structure? Simple. We borrow a proven system directly from filmmaking. Now, this isn't some new AI hack. This is a fundamental storytelling technique that directors have been using for decades. It's called the 6-shot framework, and it's the absolute key to turning your ideas into stories that make sense.
And here it is. This is the entire framework. We start with a wide shot to show the world. We move in with a medium shot to introduce our subject. Then we use a close-up for pure emotion. We add some texture with a detail shot, push the plot forward with an action shot, and finally, we understand the impact with a reaction shot. This is your roadmap. Burn this flow into your brain and you'll always have a coherent story.
Okay, now let's actually dig into each of these shots one by one. Understanding the purpose behind each shot isn't just about making things look cool, it's about taking psychological control of your narrative.
First up, the wide shot. Its entire job is to orient the viewer. Our brains crave context before we can invest in any of the details, and this shot gives us that context instantly. It sets the location, the mood, and the stage for everything that's about to happen.
Next, the medium shot. You can think of this as the workhorse of filmmaking. It brings us closer to a character, but keeps them grounded in their environment. It's that perfect balance of subject and setting that makes the story feel personal.
Now for the heavy hitter, the close-up. This is how you create an emotional connection. By filling the entire frame with a face, you're basically screaming to the audience, pay attention, this feeling right here is important. It's your most powerful tool for intimacy and emotion.
The detail shot goes even tighter. Think of a nervous finger tap or a name scribbled on an envelope, maybe a tiny crack in a teacup. These little details make the world feel lived in. Plus, they can subtly drop critical information or hint at what's coming next.
The action shot is basically the verb of your visual sentence. This is where something happens. A character turns a key, they open a book, they make a choice. This is the engine of your story, creating that forward momentum that keeps people watching. And finally, the reaction shot. You see, an action is only as meaningful as its consequence. This shot shows us the emotional fallout. It tells the audience how to feel about what they just saw. It completely closes that emotional loop. Okay, theory is great, but practice is way better. Let's actually build a simple story about someone receiving a mysterious letter, and I'll show you the exact prompts you'd use for each of our 6 shots. So first, our wide shot. The prompt is, wide shot of a person sitting at a desk in a dimly lit vintage-style study. Cinematic, moody lighting. See? This one prompt immediately grounds the audience in the time, the place, and the mood of our little story. Next up, the medium shot. The prompt, medium shot of the person at the desk, looking thoughtfully at an old, sealed envelope in their hands. Right away, this focuses our attention on the character and introduces the most important object in the story. For our close-up, the prompt is, close-up on the person's hands as they carefully break the wax seal on the envelope. This shot zeroes in on a single, critical moment, which builds up both physical and emotional tension. Now to add a little richness, we use a detail shot. The prompt, extreme close-up of the intricate design on the red wax seal just before it cracks. This tiny detail just makes the world feel more real and makes that envelope feel way more important. Time for the action shot that moves our story forward. Here's the prompt. The person unfolds the letter, their eyes scanning the handwritten script.
This is it. This is the event our mini story has been building towards.
And we close it out with the reaction shot. Final prompt, close up on the person's face, their eyes widening in surprise as they read the letter. We don't even need to know what the letter says. That expression gives us the emotional payoff. With just 6 specific prompts, we've told a complete story. That's so much more powerful than one long random generation.
All right, so before you jump into your next AI video project, let's lock all this in with a quick director's checklist. So let's run through it. What's the problem? Unstructured AI videos just lack impact. What's the solution? The 6-shot storytelling framework. What's the method? And this is crucial. Plan your specific shots before you generate. And just remember this one rule of thumb. 6 planned shots will always tell a better story than one random clip.
This framework really puts the storytelling power back in your hands. You get to be the director, not just someone pushing buttons. So, the only question left is, what story are you going to tell? Try this 6-shot framework next. I promise, you're going to be amazed at the difference it makes. Now go direct your story.